will stop here and I will take some feedback from you. I think I also need to plug in my laptop because I might be losing power. So why don't you take a minute or two to write any comments and questions, and I will make sure my laptop is connected to the power source. Okay.
I see one question coming in the chat, and others can add their questions or reflections here for Acharya Shunya to respond to.
Ishani, I'm not sure what happened to my camera when I plugged this in.
We're able to hear you clearly, but we're not able to see
Yeah,
you.
so I can keep talking if you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So one share and one question have come in the chat here. Arjuna asks, what is the Sanskrit root of Ishwara?
Isham, I have described that earlier. So Isham literally means indwelling presence, indwelling intelligence, Isham. ISHAM, Isham.
There was a share here from Pragya saying, when you said your heart is a temple, it immediately brought Ishwara to my own heart. Very powerful.
Beautiful.
Marinella shares, if Ishvara is in everything, including food, when we consume food, can we then assume that we're taking Ishvara in that form? Then this will definitely teach human beings more respect for other creatures and food in general, avoiding waste, or for example, genetic manipulation.
So now, let me explain. Ishvara is pure reality, pure existence. When that existence became this whole world, it became what is known as its material mode of Ishvara, right? That's what you see in the form of food, burgers and pasta and ghee. These are all modes of Ishvara, material mode of Ishvara, you can say, of the original spiritual principle. And this material mode of Ishvara can be of three kinds: Rajas, Tamas, Sattva. We have discussed how all matter is a modification of spirit, and matter in itself, spirit is not modified, but matter gets modified into Rajas, Tamas, Sattva. So, yes, Rajas, Tamas, Sattva all are modifications of Ishvara, but in Tamas, we have the Ishvara essence is maximally obstructed. In Rajas, it is distorted, and it is Sattva, it is purest. So when you eat a fresh sauteed, meal of vegetables and healthy spices with healthy oils like avocado, olive, ghee, you are in a more sattvic mode of interacting with Ishvara through food. When you are non-stop grazing, eating whatever you can lay your eyes on. You are having chips, then burger, then a little bit of ghee, and then mix up. All that is Rajas mode. And then if you are eating old food, stale food, stolen food, then you are in a mode of Tamas. So we had to come to Rajas, Tamas, Sattva. I've taught it before, but I'm again explaining it to any newcomers that Rajas, Tamas, Sattva are the qualities of matter. So it is like when the sun shines, it is pure radiance. When it shines through a rock, it has a different reflection. When it shines through a flower, it has a different reflection. And when it shines through a pure crystal, it has a different reflection. Will you agree? It is the same sun. So, in the same way, everything is a modification or everything is a creation of that original existence, but different things have different levels of that original, you can say, essence. So, from that perspective, yes, food is Ishwara, but this is where different choices are made by seekers. And that's why, if any of you have eaten purely during Navratri, which is something I celebrate every year for 9 days, and I invite students to eat whatever food they want, including some of the recipes I share, they feel something awakened within them. Please write if yes or no. Yeah. Yeah. Seeing several yeses come through. So I will be, Bhakti Yoga is also connected to the three gunas. Similarly, you can have tamas worship, rajas worship, sattvic worship, can have a lot of these things are there that we'll bring this knowledge together. All right. Any other question?
A reflection, Acharya Shunya, that's coming up is that even while you said that the second mode of Ishvara being everywhere and in everyone, that it has no cons or no negatives, we can say we have to stay awake inside of that because there's the potential for it to let us start seeing, oh, it's all divine, it's all divine, it's all divine, and we lose that discernment.
So we may lose that discernment, but it is still okay, because as far as you are concerned, if you continue seeing Ishvara in your abuser or the person who robs you, from a spiritual perspective, you're good to go. You're still okay. That is a different thing, that we have to live in two planes of existence at the same time. However, if we have, Bhakti Yoga is never taught in a vacuum. Bhakti Yoga is taught along with Jnana Yoga, Dharma. And so if we have all that knowledge, chances are that we will take the right decisions in the right circumstance. However, this is a good point to clarify something. We are talking about bhakti. We are not talking about relationships. So you may be behaving in your relationships in an ignorant manner while your relationship with Ishwara is changing. Do you see the difference? It is your perspective. We are not trying to fix your relationships, teach you how to roar in every relation. That's a different teaching, and it has different do's and don'ts. Bhakti Yoga is a journey, a bold, radical, unbeholden to all, unknown to all, mystical journey of changing your own cognition and a quest and a search for the divine. In the meantime, you may say no to some people and yes to some people and get it all mixed up. But that is dependent on your greater journey and your greater understanding of, your everyday life. We are talking about changing your relationship with Ishvara, which will have some mystical benefits for you. And if your relationship with Ishvara, whether it is far, everywhere, or inside you, is sound, then after a while, whether people poke things into you or put garlands in you, it doesn't ultimately matter. So we're talking about a mystical benefit more than a yes, when Ishvara is all around you, it's going to be all jammy and cooly with your, in-laws and your aunties and your uncles. And you'll always know what to say and what to write in your invitation card or your thank you letter. You may still be quite ignorant and clueless in relationships, like I am. Does that tie up for you? Does that help you, Ishani? Great question. Let's keep different journeys together, different things together. And like I said, let's go back to Jesus Christ when he said, they know not what they're doing. Ishwara, Jesus could have put some healthy boundaries there, but instead he chose to forgive because the paradigm is different. So we are here exploring a different journey. The point Ishani brings up is valid, and for that I continue to provide other teachings. Yeah. Okay. Yes? Okay. Okay. So I believe there are no more questions. It's nice to see your faces. Unfortunately, my camera has decided to misbehave at this point. Not sure why, but probably you are getting the pure Shruti right now, just the voice. Very good. I believe there's a question that has come in. You need that.
Ishvara exists in all forms, but is it so that not all forms have the capacity to be aware that they are aware of this reality?
Very much so, precisely. Accurate understanding. And that is why the human birth is coveted by a transmigrating soul. In samsara, if we have a human birth, we can be aware that we are aware of the ultimate awareness. But all others are participating in Ishvara's design, the Leela. Only we, and most humans too, are simply participating. But only the yogi, because ultimately Bhakti Yoga is a yoga, only the yogi awakens that the one that is aware within them is the divine truth, So it is not for everyone. You can say the frog and the daisy are aware, of hot and cold, safety and risk, climate change. Even the daisy is aware, and a frog is aware. But only the human is self-aware, aware of their awareness. So that is the unique quality. That is why all yogas are prescribed for the humans. And at least that's one qualification to become a yogi, is to be a human. Now, when we say that Ishvara's avatar could be, we have Ishvara as a turtle, Vishnu's avatar, we have one avatar as a boar. We have all these avatars of special forms, but then that's not an average animal. That's just an extraordinary version of Ishvara. Okay. So I conclude my 2023 teaching here. Many blessings. And at the conclusion, I want to say that there is a very high probability that next year, instead of taking one class a month, I will be taking 2 classes a month. Because I am teaching Bhakti Yoga, and after Bhakti Yoga, I will begin the Karma Yoga. So I feel that these teachings require my presence. So on the first and the second Tuesdays of the month, I will be teaching along with the occasional Tuesday. So if you like my teaching, 2023 will allow you to go deeper. That is the point of my increasing my teachings. You will also have a chance to sit with your regular Vedic way teachers, Shani, Aparna, Soumya, Vimla. We'll figure it out how that happens. So that's something I wanted to share, and I receive your thank yous, and I want to thank you for being such wonderful seekers. It brings the joy in me to teach you, take you forward. The holidays would be a great time for you to review at least all your Bhakti Yoga related teachings. Continue your journal, do some drawings, illustrations, whatever you need to, because I'm inviting you to have a beautiful, royal, crazy, shameless love affair with the divine. Totally, just let it all hang, and and you're not being asked to let go of anything. You're just simply being asked to open your heart and invite this party here of the divinity that is far away on routine days, but with special eyes, you find it all around you. And then when those eyes have been instructed by the teacher, you discover it's blessing you within you, and then everything changes. So with that, I want to close today's session. And I want to wish you happy holidays, and I want to wish you a happy new year. I am soon traveling to be with my father. It may be that on some special New Year, on the New Year satsang, on the first Tuesday and the second Tuesday, I might have you meet my father. So Ishani, if you would like to send out that announcement so that you can all receive his blessings, I would like all of you to be there with your cameras open so that you can say hello to him. He has taught Ishani and Aparna and Vimla and Soumya. He was a teacher in my Gurukul. He has taught them many, many things, including Sanskrit. And now he's 91, but he's very alert because he meditates every day, twice a day. And he practices pranayam, and his food is something to be envious about. His control, self-control is amazing. He's a yogi. He's dharmic, he's compassionate, he cries quickly in your pain, and he laughs and he watches comedies and cartoons. And yesterday he ate pizza because the cook could not cook him something, and my son ordered him a pizza. And he enjoyed it. And he recommended it to me. He said, next time you come, I'll have it ordered for you. So that's the joy of my father. Flexible, like a tree rooted in the soil, but ready to move with the times. And I remember Aparna and Ishani and all of these students used to comment how handsome he was, or he is, because when you're living that reality, you can really, truly, shine from within. So I'm very excited, and may Ishwara continue to spark through his living body until you can have that encounter. Every day is a blessing. I would like you to meet him. Thank you, Arya. Thank you for your blessings. Finally, I want to say that on January 14th, we have a Vedic festival called Makar Sankranti. In fact, the Vedic New Year begins on that day, and that is a Sunday. It's always a very special day on January 14th. And I am going to be doing a special Makar Sankranti session that day from India. So please join me. It will be in the morning. I'm not exactly sure what time, either 8 to 9 or 9 to 10. At some point, you'll get some. Probably 8 to 9 is best. So please join me for Makar Sankranti also. We will send you some information about Makar Sankranti so that you can come prepared. It is ideal to do an oil massage, abhyanga for yourself that day. It is ideal to eat khichdi throughout that day. It's important to eat something made of sesame that day. So you could sprinkle toasted sesame seeds in your khichdi or eat some sesame candy, whatever works for you. In my Gurukul, we used to make sesame and jaggery laddus or sweets. It's also a traditional day to make donations and be of help to someone. We will send you some write-up on how to celebrate Makar Sankranti. We will be sharing with you a Zoom link. If you want to invite anyone on Makar Sankranti to the Vedic way, they can join us. So your family, friends, anyone can join us because typically we always do a Makar Sankranti retreat. But because I'm in India this time and we have some internal changes happening in terms of staffing, etc., we decided we'll just celebrate Makar Sankranti within the Vedic way and open it up for anyone who is meant to join us through you. So 8 to 9 in the morning on Makar Sankranti, the Sunday, wait for the Zoom link and we will chant to the sun and I will lead you through some beautiful practices. Finally, I have been reminded to remind you that this is the conclusion of the 2023 Vedic Way. Your renewals will be up now. We are a very small staffed organization, really. So make sure to send in your renewals on time so that we are all caught up with the registrations and we can begin the new year in a very strong way. Many blessings to each one of you. My love to each one of you. Those who could join, those who could not join in person, I understand. We have all kinds of time zones going on. May your life blossom and let us begin next year with very strong pathways into Bhakti Yoga and deep study. I'm proud of each one of you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the teachers. Many, many blessings. I would like to chant to my Guru at the end. Om Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Tat Sat Hari Om. I'm always eternally grateful to my teacher and his teacher, my great-grandfather, to our lineage teachers that go back to Shankaracharya, Vyasacharya, Rishi Vashishta, Mata Arundhati, to the first impulse that must have begun in the heart of some seeker a long time ago to know God. They set out on that quest and they found their own self, the true godly self within. To that great journey, I bow. It has transformed me, my students, May Ishwara bless us through any form and every form and through its true formless essence. May the teaching continue uninterrupted, blessed, and beautiful. Jai Ma.